Okay, you ever wake up suddenly one day and realize that your body is holding on to emotions like it's hoarding them for the winter? Like your chest is tight, your jaw is clenched, your gut is raging in silent protest, and your brain is just over here spinning like it's a fidget spinner in 2015? If so, yeah. Same. So, in today's episode of the Vibe with Kai podcast, we're diving into something that truly blew my mind, and that is TCM, also known as traditional Chinese medicine, and how TCM can be used alongside modern talk therapy techniques to heal not just the brain, but the body as well. And joining me today is the one and only Chelsie Maccarone, licensed mental health counselor, holistic therapist, messy bun queen. And at this point, she's like my unofficial podcast co host. This is her 11th time on my podcast. And as you're watching the episode, you'll understand why. She keeps it real, she keeps it human, and she knows how to drop insight like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. We're talking ki and chakras and sound baths and cupping. And we're even talking about what to do when your toddler is triggering your inner rage demon. If you know, you know. We're also talking about her new virtual therapy groups that are launching this fall. One for moms, one for people that are managing chronic illnesses or life-changing diagnoses, and why these new virtual therapy groups are designed to feel like one of those coffee shops where you don't have to put on a performance to be accepted. So if you're into mental health healing that is warm and weird and wildly human, then I think that you're going to enjoy this episode. Also, make sure that you hit that like button, make sure that you subscribe to this podcast, make sure that you drop a comment or a review if this episode vibes with you. It seriously helps us grow this community that we have, and it reaches more people just like you. Okay, now take a deep breath, unclench that jaw, and enjoy today's episode with Chelsie Maccarone. We're filming this today on a Sunday. We were supposed to film it on a Saturday. but both of us could have swore that this recording was on Sunday, but none of the evidence pointed towards Sunday. All of the evidence pointed towards Saturday, but both of us and our ways. But it just shows that we're synced up because in today's episode, I'm joined once again by one of my favorite human beings, licensed mental health counselor, messy bun queen, all around Zen sprinkler, Chelsie Maccarone. If you've been around, you know Chelsie brings the perfect mix of heart and humor and healing, the three H's. And today we're diving into something a little different. Number one, well, two things a little different. Number one, recording a podcast at 7 o'clock in the morning.
We're so
Which we
crazy.
never do.
We
But
never do.
recording a podcast on a Sunday at 7 o'clock in the morning, number one. And number two, how traditional Chinese medicine can actually blend with modern therapy. So today we are talking about energy and balance and healing the whole person. And yeah, maybe a little boba chat as well. I want to welcome our guest Chelsie Maccarone to the show. Hi, Chelsie.
Hi, hello. Happy Sunday morning. We get to watch
Happy
the
Sunday.
sunrise
Yes, I
together.
know. It's so romantic. Chelsie, this is your 11th,
Oh,
11th,
snap.
I counted. This is your 11th time on the podcast, which means that you basically you have like co-host status at this point,
Oh,
you know? You're like, I mean, I've done like 250 episodes, but you've been in the most out
amazing.
of all of the people that I've interviewed. And for people just tuning in, just to kind of meet you, how would you describe what you do, just in general, just like a quick intro of what you do, uh, and how you do it? What do you do?
So the term, I heard that.
Yeah,
The
you heard
term,
that? I was like,
yeah.
that was weird. He's never made that noise before. He's never made that noise before. That was weird. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I have mine sleeping on the floor right now. So, yeah. So, I mean, it's just psychotherapy, right? So, talk therapy and counseling, and you are frozen, sir, but maybe not in the real recording. Um,
We're doing
so
great.
yeah,
We're doing
yeah.
great.
Sunday morning. So yeah, I mean, just traditional talk therapy, right? And so I have a small group practice like a lot of therapists do. And our motto is, where therapy feels like home. Right. And so we strive to never have a wait list. So I try and have people who specialize in everything, but my personal specialty is perinatal mental health. And what that means is planning pregnancy, during pregnancy, and postpartum. I also specialize in life transitions and in parenting, and that's kind of my
Nice.
jam. Yeah.
Yes, and you're very good at what you do. For those wondering, the name of your practice is Healthy Minds and More.
Mhm.
Since you're not going to say it, I'll say it for
Oh,
you.
thanks. Sorry.
Trying to do some promo work here, Chelsea.
Promo.
Get some business.
Yes.
Um, yeah. And I love that about you, and you have a really cool practice that you have with the great staff. So how does traditional Chinese medicine fit into that? Well, first, what is traditional Chinese
Yes.
medicine, and
Yes.
then how does that fit into your practice?
Okay. So I'm going to start with the origin story.
Mm-hmm.
I started going to a lot of networking events, and people would say they're holistic therapists or holistic practitioners or whatever, holistic. They're throwing this word holistic around, and I'm like, what does that mean? Because I use holistic, but I know what that means for me. And so the more I
Mm-hmm.
would talk to people, people would just be like, oh yeah, holistic, the whole body, the whole, and it was kind of like vague kind of examples and vague kind of understanding. So I had to dive deep and dig deep into what does holistic mean for me. And I realized I utilize a lot of TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. So I'm going to just say TCM because it's a mouthful. And what is TCM? So traditional Chinese medicine, you'll think of, acupuncturists, you'll think of herbalists, you'll think of the meridians, the chakras, you'll think of sound healing, those types of things. And it's so interesting because, yes, I refer to those practitioners because I do have what we call as like a wraparound model, right? Wraparound, like
Mm-hmm.
you're wrapping around your client with the different modalities that you're working for healing. So
Mm-hmm.
a physician, a psychiatrist, whatever, like traditional, right? And so a lot of times we'll do consult calls with other treating practitioners and treating physicians.
Mm-hmm.
And so I refer to a lot of these TCM healers, chiropractor, Reiki healers, whatever. And so I was like, well, that's where I'm really holistic. And so when talking about traditional Chinese medicine, some people might know of the concept of qi, like your energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this kind of is in alignment with a lot of somatic therapists where your body stores your energy, your body stores your emotions, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. And so when incorporating TCM, I think of, well, if let's just say, okay, we're doing like guided imagery or something, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask them like, where did you feel it in your body? And let's just say I felt it in my throat, like I felt it there. So my mind, I'm not going to say it to my clients because
Right.
I use lay terms. I'm not a TCM practitioner. I just use the philosophies when I'm doing psychotherapy. So
Sure.
in my mind, it immediately goes to, well, that's your throat chakra, right? So
Okay. Yeah.
what is it that you want to say that's not coming out?
I see. Got
Right?
it. Okay. Okay.
How can we move the energy through your body, right? Because that's really what acupuncture is. Acupuncture is moving your chi through your body. Um, right now I'm studying the yin and the yang energy. Um, y-
Mm-hmm.
right? So the yang is the masculine, the yin is the feminine, but it also goes into dark and light and movement and steadfast, right? So the yin being like the river and the yang being like the mountains. And it
Mm-hmm.
the Chinese, it's all very like poetic and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I'm going now, and I noticed that that helps a lot with my couples work when I'm working with,
Mm-hmm.
heteronormative couples or even
Mm-hmm.
actually same-sex loving couples. It actually really helps too, because yin and yang is in all of us. Um, so that's kinda how I incorporate it.
Yeah.
I know that
Yeah.
that
No,
was
that
kind
makes
of a
sense.
quick explanation.
Yeah. So let's break this down a little bit. How
Yeah.
does something like chi apply to things like anxiety and trauma? Like how does that all kind of relate?
Yes. So it kinda goes back to it being stuck in your body, and
Yeah.
My belief is, um, emotions indicate, they don't have to
Okay.
dictate, right? So a lot of the times, like, let's just say we're feeling anxious. A lot of the times that'll dictate what we do. So how
Uh-huh.
we respond to the anxiety. And so some of us will act out in anger. Some of us will run around and panic. Some of us have, what do I call it? Analysis paralysis. Like you get
Yes.
so anxious,
Story
you
of my
get
life.
yes.
Yes.
And so if you peel back the layers and you slow it down a little bit, there's usually
Mhm.
a physical sensation that you feel first
Right.
before you act on it. And so what I try and do is I try and have people tap into the physical sensations, the physical
Mhm.
identifiers of what's going on. Um, and if you can slow the body down, you can slow the mind down. So if you can slow the body and mind down, you can then slow the anxiety down. PTS, did you say PTSD? Is that what you said?
Like trauma, but yeah,
Trauma.
PTSD as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
with
yeah. Mhm.
trauma, right, you have the re-experiencing, you have the hypervigilance, you have all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff popping up. So if, again, if you can slow down the hypervigilance, you can tap into where do I feel it in my body and you can release it in your body. Then you can also remind yourself you're safe. You can kind of be more grounded, be more mindful, be more in the
Mhm.
present. And so I find it might take a little longer and it might be a little more untraditional because it's not so cognitive. It's not so much in
Right.
CBT based, even though I'm a CBT therapist, but I think it just brings more awareness and insight
Yeah.
into the full body experience of these emotions.
Right.
And I mean, Body Keeps the Score is an amazing book, and that it talks about how your body holds on to all this stuff. So
Right. Right. I
moving
find
your
it
chi, I think.
I find it fascinating that because like it sounds like it's a lot of like body-based awareness, right? Which I never really thought deeply about because this TCM, this is all new to me, like the idea of this. I never thought of this. And so tell me if I got this right. TCM will kind of help connect the dots between the brain, between what the brain is doing and what the body is doing in a way, right? Is that
Mhm.
correct? Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of new-ish to me too,
Mm-hmm.
um, because I never had a label for it, and these are
Yeah.
things that I practice in my personal life. So I go to house sound healing and I host sound healing.
Uh-huh.
But I've done acupuncture, like I've done all these things when I was in unrest,
Sure.
and so I always had this lens. So learning the label of it as TCM and learning about TCM from a TCM practitioner standpoint is new to me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I've always kind of just naturally gravitated to it. So, I want it to be evidence-based because I have an ethical kind of career. And so, I don't
Right,
want to
right,
do any harm. And so I'm learning a lot more about it as far as um the labels and the terminology and
right.
how I can really apply it. But like there's really not a lot of research on applying it specifically in psychotherapy.
Mm.
Um and so, I mean, I'm not gonna run a research study, but I will do my own,
Right,
learning as far as, how TCM works, and then how I'll figure out how I can apply it because it's just
right.
naturally how I am.
Has there been any aha moments for you personally where you were able to connect the dot between something emotional and something physical, and then you end up noticing how maybe it changes how you're breathing or changing how you digest or changing how you process? Have you ever personally had any of those moments or been with a client that has had one of those kind of aha moments?
Mm, so, yes, I've had a few clients. For me personally, I think a lot of it came up with parenting,
Mm,
um, and my reactivity with, my daughter when she was a toddler. She's 4 now. But when she was like that 2-3 stage,
uh-huh,
it triggered a lot in me, and I noticed the physical response was very much like in my thorax, like very much in like my heart center
yeah,
and my gut.
mhm,
And so yeah, just like kind of processing some of that. I did do some craniosacral therapy as the client, and
mhm,
that really helped release a lot of that. And then just really learning to stay in stillness and like either breathe through that, because I don't have to respond to the stimuli, which was her at the time.
mhm.
A lot of parents will be like, "Why are you whining? Stop whining. What do you want?"
Right,
Like,
right.
and but that's our own stuff. That's not our kid. Our kids
Mhm,
aren't dysregulating us. We're dysregulated. Our kids aren't overstimulating us. We're
mhm,
overstimulated. And
mhm.
so yeah, I noticed it, I think, really heavy in that because I was definitely feeling overstimulated in my body and in my mind. And once I could sit in it and slow my body down, I could then slow my mind down and then I could not respond and react to her.
Right, right. It's really interesting that we're doing this this topic because by the time this airs, um, one of my most recent podcasts, I talked to this guy. His name is Bill McKenna, and he talks a lot about cognitive therapy, like, and so he uses specifically the eyeballs to help change how you feel and how you process things. And so it's really interesting that we're talking about this because a lot of times people don't, including myself, don't often think about how physically our how our physicality is connected to our emotions and our feelings and things like that.
Yeah.
um so I find this really interesting, and I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are listening right now that are like, okay, Chelsea, Kai, this sounds cool, but like I don't want to be in a temple surrounded by incense. Like like
Yeah.
it's not that, but it is very accessible. Um,
Mhm.
but I think some people might be intimidated, I think, by
Yeah.
something like this. Can you talk about like what makes this a little bit more accessible and why it's something that people should consider
Yeah.
possibly pursuing?
So I mean, yeah, it's not about sitting in a temple with incense. And so let's just talk about sound healing because that seems to
Mhm.
be like sound baths are like all the rage right now. If you go on Groupon or
Sound
whatever, like the
baths.
sound baths, I mean, maybe not up there, but down here, like they're huge. There's sound baths every night somewhere in South Florida. And basically what a sound bath is they have those crystal singing bowls that they go
Okay.
around. Have you seen these?
No.
No?
But I
Oh my
also, but
gosh.
I also, but in my defense, I live in a very small bubble with my cats. So
Fair. I
I
will
haven't been
send
outside since 1999.
I will send you some sound healing. So actually my bowls are packed away. But
Your water
I
packed
have
away?
my
Water packed away,
bowls.
Chelsea?
My bowls. I did say balls at first. I don't know why. But my bowls. It's 7 a.m.
It's too
Okay.
early. It is too early.
Surely. Um, but yeah, so basically they have the solfeggio frequencies, which are the healing frequencies, which is like what Mozart used to play his music to.
Hmm.
The solfeggio frequencies have evidence that they actually are healing. Like they have sound frequencies that can heal tumors and things like that.
Hmm.
So this is like all the rage. They tune them to the chakras as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's a good way to kind of just start. It's non-invasive. Like people hear acupuncture and they're like, I don't want needles in my body, right? Like, so sound baths, sound
Hmm.
healing is a really easy way to kind of just start feeling the shift. You can listen to it on YouTube, but it doesn't give you like
Hmm.
the same feeling. Like I remember my first live sound bath, right? So like I
Hmm.
listened to the sound healing on like YouTube and stuff like that all the time, but like you can feel the frequencies in your body and it almost feels like the sound is swirling around your head. It's like a really, really
Yeah.
cool experience. Like I do think that even if you're like not into woo woo stuff and you're just like, just give me my Xanax, right? Like I still think I still think a sound bath is a really cool experience,
Yeah.
just to experience it. But you don't have to go to a Reiki master if you're not into
Hmm.
it, right? So I think
Hmm.
the sound bath is a good one. If you've ever been to like a massage therapist or like a
Hmm.
physical therapist, sometimes they'll utilize a treatment called cupping. Have you seen this? Michael
I
Phelps kind of
have.
made it.
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah.
That's TCM.
Is it really? Oh wow. Well, I haven't seen it, I guess, in practice, but I've seen the results of it because it'll leave those little marks like
Yeah.
on your body. I've seen like a lot of
Yeah.
athletes take that route.
Yeah,
Okay,
because it'll
so
release the muscle.
right. Okay, let's just say that somebody's going through like a major life transition of some sort.
Hmm.
Like maybe it's a new baby or a breakup, a job loss, something like that,
Yeah.
that scenario. How would something like TCM, how would that lens help shift the way that somebody processes and heals themselves, or not heals themselves, but just kind of help them transition? How does that come
Yeah.
into play?
So I guess the way I work with my clients is I don't give them the lens. I use
Hmm.
the lens, right? So it would
Hmm.
be more about how would I utilize it with the client. with the
Right,
patient,
right.
right?
How you approach the therapy session.
Yes, and
Mhm.
it's really just looking at them from the whole person, not just from the cognitive, right? So it's not
Mhm.
just about, well, what are you thinking and feeling, but it's like, what are you experiencing?
Right, right.
Right? And then looking at their energy, where is their energy lying? Doing a lot of that energy work on my end.
Mhm.
If they take an interest in TCM, which I do have a lot of clients that are interested in it, then I will refer them to a specialist who does the TCM practices and let
Mhm.
that person lead them in that journey.
Right.
So I usually don't like prescribe TCM interventions. I will suggest like go to sound healing, go to here, go to there. Like I'll suggest that kind of stuff, but because I'm not the TCM practitioner, I'm not practicing that with them.
Mhm.
It's more just
Right.
like a whole lens, a more
Yeah.
holistic lens.
Right. So how do you decide? Do you hear my cat, by the way?
I
Like,
do.
I
I
don't
do.
I don't know what is wrong with him.
He said it's Sunday morning.
Apparently. Apparently. Oh my goodness. Um, so how do you decide when to, offer or bring up TCM like into the room with a patient versus when to stick with, traditional like a more traditional CBD,
Yeah.
CBD or
CBT,
CBT or CBD.
balls,
I mean,
CBD.
I
We're
mean,
on
yeah,
it today.
I know.
Um,
How
so
do you
I think
decide like which direction to go in?
Yeah, so I think because it is part of me and it's ingrained in me, it's always in my
Uh-huh.
mind, right?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
part of how I treat. But I don't use the lingo with all my clients because some of
Okay.
my clients
Mhm.
are not open to that, right?
Mhm.
But because I'm the holistic therapist, a lot of the people find me because they want somebody that's not going to be like, okay, go see this psychiatrist for these pills,
Mhm.
right? I'm going to say, okay, well, what are we eating? What's your movement like? What's your other healing practices like, right?
Right.
Um, and so I kinda just, like, lead them with where they wanna go because,
Mm.
I'm very Adlerian in that sense, like, you have all the answers within you, I just need to, like, probe you and get them out and listen for themes.
Adlerian? What is that?
Oh,
That's a new
sorry,
word.
that's
No, no, I
it's
wanna learn. I wanna learn, damn
Adler
it.
it's another theoretical orientation, like, Carl Jung and, Carl Rogers,
Oh,
like, it's just another theory. It's like
I'm
Freud, but
going to
Adler.
I'm going to work that word into my vocabulary and just casually use it and just see who picks it up. I'm gonna sound so smart. I'm gonna sound so smart.
I mean, only therapists will understand what you're saying.
But that's the point. I'm gonna bring it up in casual conversation when with non-therapists, and they're gonna think that I'm really smart. But I'm gonna like
Oh, fair.
I'm probably gonna use it wrong. I'm gonna be like, oh wow, look at the weather outside today. Very Adlerian today, and just like just like see what people say. Like see how they respond. Like,
You
what are they
should
gonna say? Like, what is that? They're not gonna say what does that mean. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, yeah, it sure is Adlerian outside. Like, they're not gonna know. They're not
You're
gonna
like
know. Hopefully they don't ask. Hopefully they don't ask. Anyway.
you're gonna be like, it's a therapist. It's a therapist. It's a founding
Yeah,
father of
yeah.
therapy.
It's founding
Oh
father of
my,
therapy outside in the
oh my
sky.
gosh, so funny.
Is there
Um,
something that you would I'm sorry, God, I totally stopped you.
I wasn't
No,
gonna say
please.
anything. I was gonna bring us
Oh.
back. I was just gonna be like, okay, what were we talking about? We should do
Can you
Sunday
tell
mornings more often. This is
can
fun.
you tell that you and I have done this 11 times? Can you
A
tell?
little bit, a little bit.
What do you wish that more therapists, I guess, understood about integrating like ancient healing into modern healthcare? Like, is there something that like, because I would imagine there's maybe some sort of stigma out there surrounding it, and bringing using older practices in modern day medicine and therapy. Is there
Yeah.
something that you wish that so like people therapists specifically would understand about integrating ancient healing into modern healing?
Yeah, I want to even expand that to all
Yeah,
healers,
sure.
doctors, nurses,
Mm-hmm.
psychiatrists. Like, I really wish that they would do the non invasive homeopathic route first. I
Mm-hmm.
was talking to a gentleman. We were at a indoor playground with our kids, just, and he's whatever. Anyway, total stranger, whatever. But he was
Mm-hmm.
sharing about how he was a veteran and how the system just pumped him through and put meds on, put him on meds and put him on this and put him
Mhm.
on that. And then like finally did psychotherapy. And he was like, why didn't we start
Mhm.
there? Why didn't we start with
Mhm.
the least invasive first? Like, why did you put me on meds that made me want to kill myself and like made me feel numb
Mhm.
to the world? And like,
Yeah, yeah.
he's like, this was terrible. And so I just want to expand it to every healer. Like,
Mhm.
let's start non-invasive first. Like, let's stop
Mhm.
pumping people full of quick
Right.
fixes. And not that pills are bad, not that medications are bad, but like, why
Right.
is that our first go-to?
Right. Because it's the easy choice and it makes money.
But is it easy? Because then it has
Well,
side
easy.
effects. Then it has,
No, that's it's easy for them
oh, for them,
to
yes.
yeah, to
Yes.
prescribe it.
But it's
Yeah, I
just
get
as
it.
easy
Yeah.
for them to prescribe that as it is to
Mhm.
say, you know what, here's a TCM practitioner, go try a tincture with them. And then you can go and you
Mhm.
can get teas and you can get tinctures and you can get your acupuncture and you can get all that
Mhm.
stuff through them. And then
Mhm.
if it doesn't work. But I mean,
Right.
I mean, I don't know what side effects you have from your medicine, but like imagine if you were able to manage and navigate your ADHD without the
Mhm.
negative side effects of your medication.
Sure. Mhm.
And I'm not saying that
Mhm.
that would work for everyone, but why not try?
Right, right. It's an option. It's an
It's an
option.
option.
Yeah, it's
It's
an
an
option
option.
that people should
Know about.
should know, and because like medicine doesn't work for everybody. Like
No.
even if like somebody is prescribed something, that doesn't automatically mean that it's going to work. I'm very
Correct.
lucky. I'm very, very lucky with my prescriptions that like it works for me. And
Good. Great.
I always preface that because like I'll tell people what I take. I take Wellbutrin and I take Adderall, and um, sometimes people will respond and they'll be like, "Oh, Wellbutrin, made me, feel like this, blah blah blah. It was not for me." I'm like, "That yeah, that's okay. Like all of our bodies are different, all of our
Mhm.
brains are different, all of that kind of stuff."
Yes.
But to your point, it's really nice to educate people on the various options that are out there because there are a lot of people that just would rather not personally put medicine in their bodies. And that's okay. There's
Exactly.
nothing wrong with that at all.
No.
Medicine is not always going to be the answer. It is an answer, but it's not the answer.
Correct.
So that's why I love having these types of conversations and, talking with Bill McKenna about the cognitive movement that he's doing and talking with you about TCM because again, these are other options that people can consider when
They're playing. They're having a great
I
time.
know. They never, ever, ever. They're literally fighting right now. They're playing. Um,
We also don't do 7 a.m. on a Sunday ever, ever,
we don't.
ever. So
I'm on their time right now. They're like, no, we're gonna do what we normally do. You don't,
mhm.
whatever.
We'll get
But
the morning
anyway,
zoomies. Yeah. Mhm.
definitely. Um, okay, your mom, you're a therapist. You are what I call a full blown human, right? Um,
Yeah.
so with that, like you were mentioning before about how like it's affected your life personally, in a way and all of that. Is it something that as you learn more about TCM that you want to personally use more in your life, as you like learn more? Do you want to like as a therapist, as a mom, as a weightlifter,
Oh,
all, all of that? Like, do you want to use it more in your life the more that you learn about it?
of course. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wish I had more. I'm gonna use the word accessibility, but it's also like
Mhm.
time. Yes,
Mhm.
accessibility as far as like location and money and whatever, because insurance doesn't
Mhm.
cover it. Wonderful.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I wish that I was able to utilize it more. I used to do craniosacral maybe about once a month or so, but I'd love to get more acupuncture. I do receive cupping every once in a blue moon.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to eventually get into a Chinese herbalist and start
Mhm.
that way. But like I also work with a functional medicine doctor, right? So
Mhm. Mhm.
he incorporates a lot of that in his treatment as well with me. Um, so like for example, I'll just share personally.
Mhm.
I had my daughter and I gained a ton of weight when I was pregnant, like more than what they suggest. And but yeah, like 70 pounds, 70,
Mm,
80 pounds, which is a
mm,
lot. Because I think they
yeah,
suggest like 30 pounds.
right.
And when she was born, like around 3 years old, like I still couldn't drop all of it. Like I still had like
Mhm.
30 to 40 pounds left to go.
Yeah.
And I went to my regular doctor before I found a traditional functional medicine doctor. I went to my regular doctor and he checked my thyroid. He ran 2 blood panels and he said, "You're fine." And I was like, "I'm not fine. I eat well.
Yeah.
I am active. I go to the gym 5 days a week. And I have a toddler that I'm running around after. Like something's not right.
Something's off. Yeah.
I'm exhausted. I have no energy, really lethargic, living off of coffee. I
Mhm.
can't lose the weight. I had no sex drive. Like
Yeah.
something was wrong. I was irritable.
Yeah.
This was more than just, oh, I have a toddler irritable, right?
Mhm.
So I found this other gentleman and I went to him. He sat with me for an hour and listened to all of my symptoms. He
Mhm.
ran a 27 panel blood test for me.
Wow. Jeez.
Right. Difference between functional medicine and traditional, right?
Mhm.
27 panels. He's like, okay, there's a few outliers, a few things that like are definitely markers. He's like, there are some that are kissing the marker. Turns out I
Uh-huh.
had absolutely no testosterone, like none.
Okay.
Women
Mhm.
need testosterone, right?
Sure. Mhm.
So little things like that, that was one of the markers. But anyway, so he went through it and then he didn't prescribe me prescriptions. He prescribed me multivitamins and minerals and
Mhm.
tweaks in my diet. Like he wanted me to start eating more seaweed because of my
Uh-huh.
iron was, my iodine was really low. Just
Yeah.
things like that. And I found like a nice shift those first 3 months. Not much, but a nice little shift. And I went back after 3 months, got another blood test. He
Mhm.
tweaked a few things, right? A traditional doctor's like not going to do that.
Right.
They're
Right.
He didn't do that. They
Right.
don't sit with you for an hour and go through the whole
Right.
stuff. And so um that experience alone made me go, yeah, I want more TCM in my life. I want more
Right.
holistic health, functional health in my life for sure.
Right. Yeah. And so and if I'm not mistaken, you're launching virtual groups soon. Is that
Yes.
correct? Is the holistic meets, real life approach that we've been talking about, not just even TCM, but just like in general, like the holistic uh options that are out there, is that something that's going to be talked about and discussed in these virtual groups? Like what is the goal of virtual groups? What does that entail, and what does it involve, like some of the things that we're talking about today?
Yeah. So maybe if it comes up because they're process
Yeah.
groups, right? So one of the groups is a motherhood group. It's a
Mhm.
support but also therapy group
Mhm.
for moms either pregnant or children under the age of 3 and under.
Mhm.
Um, and so that kind of stuff we'll be talking, I think, a lot more about the cognitions, right? Because a lot of the times, if you're coming because you have postpartum mood and anxiety, PMAD, a lot of the times it's okay, you're having intrusive thoughts or things like that. So it tends to be very cognitive. But in my postpartum journey, acupuncture really helped, right? And so,
Mhm.
depending on if it goes there, like I don't really just share it and be like, here, this is what you have to do. Like I try not to shove it down
Yeah.
people's throats.
Right.
Um, it's not for everyone, but it could be.
Mhm.
It just depends
Sure.
on where you're at. So yeah, so it might be talked about in there. The other group is for people who either have chronic illness or they had a shock like of a diagnosis that kind of like has
Mhm.
transitioned them into a very different life. So I don't like the term like medical trauma group. I don't like
Sure.
that term, but that's the
Yeah.
best way to kind of summarize it.
Right.
And so that's also a virtual group. Because this is things from medical trauma, we might not get too deep into the TCM stuff. Or
Mhm.
we might because it might help them with some of the anxieties or some of
Right.
the acceptance or some of the pain that they're left with after, some of their traumas. And it's just so broad because it's not like a cancer survivor group. It's like
Right,
it's
right,
all of it, right?
right, right.
So so it might come up. That one I'm co-facilitating with my partner Riva.
Mhm,
She's my trauma girl, but she's
mhm.
new to the groups, so I'm gonna co-facilitate
Yeah,
with her so that she can get her feet wet. But trauma's her jam. She likes working with that
yeah.
population. So, first responders, veterans,
When do
that
you
kind of
think
thing.
that'll be kicked off? Like when can people start?
September. They can, yeah, people
September,
can start
nice.
reserving. Yeah, you can reserve your
Uh,
spots now, but it'll be kicking
well,
off in September.
by the time this goes up September. Uh, we're in August. This goes up September 8th. So by the time
I
this
think
goes
that's
up,
our I think that's our
that's your start
first
date.
launch. I think
Oh
so. Let
yeah.
me look. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I think so. Yep, September 8th.
Okay.
That'll be our first one.
Will it be too late to join said group by that point?
No. No, I
Okay.
think we'll have it
Mm-hmm.
as an open group.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like turning people away. So I don't want somebody to call and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I really want group therapy," and me be like, "Sorry, it already started." Like, come
Right,
on,
right, right. Yeah, come on in. Come on down. Come
come
on
on in.
down.
Telling you,
And
therapy feels like home. Like, just to come, grab a cup of
yeah,
coffee, and let's just do it.
right. And I know that sometimes people are nervous to open up sometimes when they're in a group setting. So like what would you say to help people like that feel nervous, that may not feel safe yet or whatever it may be, why they should maybe consider a group session like this that
Just
are
sit and
afraid of
listen.
opening up? Mhm.
Just sit and listen, right? Because
Mhm.
sometimes it's not so much about what you say in a group, but what you receive.
Mhm. Yeah. I
Those
did hear that.
I know, but those cats, man, those cats are
Yes.
naughty today.
They are. No, they really, really are right now, like hardcore. Um, and so if anybody's interested in that, I'm going to include the link to, will it be on Healthy Minds and More's website?
Uh,
Will there be
that's an
information there?
excellent question. I if I can figure out how to do the
By the
technology.
time by the time this
I'm
airs, we'll have answers.
I I'm so old school. I'm like, just text me, email me. I don't know. I don't know how the technology world works. I'm not like a big company, I'm not tech savvy. I'm like
What year are you currently living in? What year?
1997.
That's fair. That was a good year. That was the year Titanic came out. Men in Black came out the year before. There was a lot of good things that happened in 1996, 1997 time
Yeah.
frame. So that's a good year to live in. I'll come visit, see how things are going.
Like still have the pogs, but not really because, they're kind of old at that point. Yeah.
Well,
Got my
my
skip it.
audit. Oh my God. My audience, they understand these references. So it's okay. So like my audience is between like the age of like 30 and 55, maybe a little bit
Okay.
older. So like they get
So we have
it. They
some elder
understand.
millennials. We have some elder millennials
Absolutely.
there.
We got
Some
Gen
cuspers.
X. Yeah, we got Gen X. We got what's boomers. We got some boomers in here as
Okay.
well.
What's up,
Yeah, I
guys?
know. We got a
Hey,
little bit of
parents.
everything.
Hey,
Hi
mom and
everybody
dad.
Hi everybody in 1997. How you doing? I hope you're doing well.
Yeah,
Thanks
let's
for
ride our
joining us.
bikes. Let's just ride our bikes until the street lights come on.
Yes, yes, we're not allowed in the
Going out to the
house until
corner
the
store.
yes. Wait, quick question, sidebar.
Yes.
Are you on the side of social media right now with the person who fell in love with their psychiatrist? Have you heard about this?
I have not.
Oh my God, Chelsea. It's mainly a TikTok thing right now. I don't think it's going over to any
Okay.
other platforms, but I'll take 2 minutes to just tell you what this is, and I just want to see your face as I'm
Okay,
explaining this.
blind reaction. Ready?
Blind reaction. Okay. There's this woman that fell in love with her psychiatrist. Okay. And she's blaming her psychiatrist for setting that up by like the way that he was behaving is what is made her fall in love. So she's blaming him for her falling in love. So the question is, what did he do, right?
I could tell
Because
you
like that's
exactly what
like
he did.
right. And so every piece of evidence that she has shown for this, it is so clear that the psychiatrist was attempting to draw a line and draw a boundary and like be like, no, right? Because she even admitted to him that, like, hey, I find you attractive and I, had these fantasies about you and all this stuff. And he's clearly uncomfortable and he doesn't like play along at all. But to her, she's saying that he is purposefully putting up a boundary as a way to it sounds crazy when I say it out loud. He's purposely putting up a boundary as a way to make her feel safe so that it's okay for her to fall in love with him. He has not done anything. Like he has not like he hasn't like played into it. He hasn't like
No,
nothing.
he gave her unconditional positive regard, which is like theoretical orientation 101 in school, right? He
Mm-hmm.
gave her unconditional positive regard, which is like our main skill set that we have to have with our clients. And
Mm-hmm.
she has never had that from a man.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably has been abandoned by her father and possibly her first husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she fell. She was like, this man is so kind and so nice, and he has my best interest at heart, and he listens to me. He actually listens to
Yeah.
me because he's a psychiatrist. Like,
It's like,
that's what
yeah.
we're supposed to do.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Chelsea, it gets better.
Oh, shit.
She now well, I don't. By the time this airs, I don't know what's going to happen. But what she's doing right now is she has a new therapist, ChatGPT,
Oh,
and
my
she
life.
yes, she has a new therapist, ChatGPT, and she goes on live stream and she does her therapy session with her ChatGPT, like having the conversation, and the ChatGPT is validating her
Uh,
thoughts about the psychiatrist. And so she fully believes everything that she feels, even though everybody is like, girl, no, right? And so it's at a point now that her chat GPT is calling her, and I'm not joking, the Oracle. That's how ChatGPT refers to her. That's where we are now. That's where like it's been like a week long, 2 week long thing. That's where
so
we are now. Yeah.
either this woman is a marketing like hero and is
Yes.
playing all of us, or
Yeah.
she needs to be hospitalized.
I think it might be a little bit of both because like because she has it's kind of scary because I think that she's having an episode publicly, which is scary. I
Hmm.
really think that she's having an episode and people
Oh,
are
yeah.
playing into it because it's interesting to watch. But like this is also scary because this could go horribly wrong very
It
quickly.
already has. It already
Yeah,
has.
it's not good. I'm gonna just send you like afterwards. I'm gonna send you a couple videos. Just
Please
whenever
do.
you're bored, just whenever you're bored, watch it, and you're gonna be like, what? You'll enjoy it.
Oh my
Anyway, that
God.
was my side quest. I think that's gonna be a new segment in all my podcasts.
I
It's
like
gonna be
it.
called
Side quest.
ADHD side quest.
Yeah, I
Ooh, I
love
like
it.
this.
Yes.
I might work this into
I
new
like it
every
too.
new episode, and then find a way
And
to
we had
bring
it.
it back around.
Yes, and we had our side quest before we started recording on the search for your water cup.
We did. That was I really want. I wasn't going to start this episode if I didn't know because I would have been thinking about it the whole time. I would be like, where the heck is that cup of water? I found it, but like I would have been thinking about it the whole
That was
time, and I wouldn't been
a
able to
literal
like
quest.
right. And here's the thing: I haven't even had it's sitting right here. I haven't even drank out of it,
Had
but
a
I now
sip.
at least I
Mm-mm.
know where it is. I know where it is. Anyway, anyway, uh,
I'm
I
so
needed that.
stuck on this woman. I'm
Oh, just
so
wait.
stuck
Oh,
on her.
you're gonna text me after you watch these videos, and you're gonna be like, Kai, what? Yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. Um, but here's the thing: this woman, it's clear that she may not be in touch with her body And maybe if she were to connect her body and her emotions to each other via things like traditional Chinese medicine, maybe that'd be something that she'd be able to use. I'm trying to circle around. You just got to go with it.
So
Uh,
yeah, I don't know how TCM works with psychosis, but I'll get there in my book. I'm almost done with it. I'll get there.
that's my natural segue from our ADHD side quest that was sponsored by uh cups of water.
Wellbutrin.
Um, yeah, sponsored. Yeah, oh yeah. That's a
Hey,
sponsored by
Wellbutrin, are you listening?
Wellbutrin.
Johnson and
Yeah,
Johnson. I have no idea.
yeah. Sponsored by Wellbutrin, Adderall, and this cup of caffeinated tea, which is gonna work out well for me. Um, I
Mm.
haven't even taken my medicine yet. That's how early it is. I don't usually take it till 8 o'clock. So you got the raw me today, and as you can see, it's worked out perfectly.
I'm.
Um,
This is not our first time going on an ADHD
I
rant
know that's
together. Like
true. That's actually very
this
true.
happens
That's
when we're partnered up. We're just like,
I
where are
know.
we going?
I know. This is yeah, it's definitely not the first or the last. The last time.
No.
When you're on your 20th time, when you hit part 20 of this ongoing episodic interview session. um Traditional Chinese medicine, my friend.
Yes.
If if someone is considering, pursuing or learning more about this, what should they do? What can they do next after this episode is over?
Yeah, I mean, if they want to learn more about it from like the practitioner's side, there's a wonderful book. It's called Between Heaven and Earth, and then there's like a subtext line. I can't memorize it right
Mm-hmm.
now, access it right now. But so that's a good book to like ease into learning about it from the practitioner side and the philosophy
Mm-hmm.
side. If you just kind of are like, no, I just want to know what I just want to know what it's about. Go see it. You go see
Mm-hmm.
an acupuncturist. If you're afraid of the needles, just be like, I want acupressure. Like just
Mm-hmm.
try that. You could also try Reiki or the sound baths, things like that. Those are not um invasive. You just check it
Mm-hmm.
out. Look on Groupon.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the
Okay.
worst that'll happen? You'll be like, this is some woo woo shit. I don't want to do it. Or you might be like, oh
Right.
my God, this was so transformative.
Right.
Like it felt so different from anything I experienced before.
Right. Right.
You know?
What's what's one thing, this is my last question for you. What's
Sure.
one thing that you want people to take away from this conversation that we had today?
I want people to feel empowered that they have options.
Uh-huh.
Right. Like sometimes we
Uh-huh.
go to healers, doctors, whatever, we go to healers and we feel like we don't have a voice, we don't have options, that it's just this one thing. But there are alternatives there and you can advocate for yourself. And if you feel like a healer's not listening to you, like how I had happen, you don't have to go get a second opinion, right? Like
Uh-huh.
if you don't like your
Uh-huh.
therapist, go get go find another one. Like if you
Yeah.
feel like you're not being listened to by a doctor, yeah, that there's options out there, and it's not always Western meds.
Right. Right. Chelsea, I appreciate you. Thank you for providing some insight. Thank you for going on our
Of
ADHD
course.
side quest with me. Thank you for riding
I
along.
love the side
Uh,
quest.
I know. I think I'm gonna just work this into like every interview that I do now, just like a quick intentional side quest that I'll take people on, because I think that'll be fun,
Yeah.
and then find a way to like loop
Yeah.
it back. I like that.
I love it.
But no,
I'm
honestly,
excited.
thank you for sharing your insight, and reminding us that healing, it doesn't always have to be cold and clinical. Again, there are options out there. It can be warm, it could be weird, it can be wildly human. There are options out there, and again, if you want to learn more about this, like go go on Groupon and try it out. And like Chelsea said, maybe you like
Yeah.
it, maybe you don't like it. Like it's at least an option, something that you might enjoy. And if you want to learn more about Chelsea and Healthy Minds and more, I will include a link to Chelsea's practice in the description of this podcast. And I'll make sure you check it out, especially if you are in the Florida area. right? Is it? I know you're in other areas too, but especially Florida, right?
Yeah, we're licensed. All of us are licensed in Florida. I'm also licensed
Yeah.
in Vermont, and I have a therapist licensed in New Hampshire.
Okay. All right. Northeast represent.
Yeah. What? The
um,
compact is coming soon, so watch
the
out.
what? The
The compact.
compact? What's that?
Yeah, so we're licensed in individual states right now, and right now
Yeah.
the government, I don't know, the people are trying to figure out a way for the states to reciprocate each other's licensing. So it's called the compact. So different
Oh.
states have to elect to get involved.
Oh. Well, I'm going to be doing some research on this because that is fascinating. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
They
might
have the
write a blog
psych
about
they have
that.
this Yeah, they have the psych pact for
Hmm.
psychologists, but they're doing it
Hmm.
for therapists now.
Interesting.
Look,
Okay. I
I
might
could
have
take us
to.
on a side quest too.
I don't know. I might have to do a little research on this and either do either a solo episode or a blog about this because I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
And that is a wrap on this week's episode of the Vibe with Kai podcast. I hope that today you're walking away with something that helps you feel seen, something that hopefully made you laugh, or something that just made you go, huh. I think I needed to hear that today. A huge thank you to my amazing guest, Chelsie Maccarone, for coming back and dropping all of this insight and this warmth and humor. If you want to learn more about Chelsie and her therapeutic offerings, just visit all of the links that are in the description of this podcast episode. AKA, all you have to do is click. It's all there for you. Also, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, to follow, to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening or watching on right now. And if you have a moment, please do me a favor, leave a quick review, leave a quick rating, let us know how we did and stuff like that. It really helps us reach other amazing people like you. DM me, leave a comment, email me, whatever you want. Just let me know what your takeaways are. Let me know your story. Or if you want, you can just leave a message saying, hey, Kai, what's up? Truly, I love hearing from people like you. It really makes my day. With that said, my friends, thank you again for watching and for listening. As always, much love, good vibes. I'll catch you later. Bye.